Hey everyone, welcome to Jason Explains Things. We are here in Rubicon Springs with Nate Ham. We have been doing the Rubicon Trail this week. It's gonna be an epic video all about that, but we thought this would be the perfect time to do a walk around of Nate's personal Jeep.
Yeah, so it's a 2021 Jeep Rubicon JL 370 package from American Expedition Vehicles.
Right.
No surprise there,
No,
right?
no.
With me working for AEV.
Correct.
So that's the base package I started with. And then I kind of added a few more things over the years, kind of help with our camping and basically travel around the country. So especially holding Gazelle tent to the roof because Jason has to have a big giant tent.
I always intend on bringing my giant tent.
It's very nice.
So let's walk around. We'll kind of point out everything that you've added. Also just kind of highlight the JL 370 package, which is definitely very cool. And we thought we'd also play a really fun game since we're on the second half of the Rubicon Trail right now.
Yep.
It's been a very interesting day yesterday.
It was a long day.
It was.
He's on it. He's on it.
Maybe we could count how many things have been dented or scratched.
Well, there's a few. We'll find out.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right.
Much obliged to Techron Complete Fuel System Cleaner for sponsoring this picture show. I reckon you should use it in your horseless carriage to maintain performance and fuel economy just like me. A wise cowboy man of some sort.
All right, so starting in the front of the Jeep, as you can tell, it's an AEV EX front bumper.
Right.
If you remember in earlier videos of my white Jeep, I actually had the RX front bumper, but I opted to go to the full width wings. I kind of like the style of the full width wings, a little less rock crawly, a little more like overlanding. I think it just looks cleaner the way it blends into the fender flares. Kind of one of the cool things about the AEV EX RX front bumpers, they're modular, you can change it up that way. The other thing I did from after I purchased it, I changed out the lower light bar here. This was a clear light bar. After the BDR trips, we switched it to an amber light bar, kind of give a little bit better light penetration for dusting and snowing environments.
Yeah.
And then we added the come up winch with their ultimate hook, I think it's called.
Yep. A lot of what Nate just talked about, we actually have videos about. We have a video about the bumper and the winch installation, and nobody watched it.
No,
Nate?
Very little views.
How unkind of you.
And there's a lot of cool things about the come up winch that they did. The brake system's a lot better.
Yep. I'll also say that for those who've seen the video about my dad's TJ Jeep, we are going to be doing a come up install on that one with the same hook as well. So subscribe and turn on notifications for that video because that's what I'm supposed to say as a YouTube dork.
Of course.
Nate, talk about the JL 370 lift you have.
So this is the standard lift kit from AEV. This is a 2.5-inch RT kit. So this comes with the Bilstein 5100s.
Okay.
We do have a better premium set of shocks, the 8100s. It's just kind of stuck with the 5100s. I'm waiting for them to fail before I upgraded.
Gotcha.
So yes, I can do with an RT kit, go off on the Rubicon and, and achieve it. They have great flex pictures out there from
Definitely.
Jason.
Lots of them coming.
So these have our standard rate 2.5-inch springs. They have our drop brackets. The drop brackets really help with getting the suspension geometry back to being correct after lifting a vehicle. So the next thing I added after I purchased this vehicle, I added the snorkel to it.
Right.
Get a little bit cleaner air up higher out of the dusty environments. Also living in Eastern Washington, very dusty. A lot of times I travel to areas like Utah, Colorado, still a lot of dusty environments.
I will also say we can see why you needed it on our Washington Backcountry Discovery Route video, right, Nate? Because the amount of dust was epic.
It was, and we had to change filters after that 3-day trip.
I think all of us did. Yeah.
So it stretched a little bit further on the second half.
How about the wheels?
Wheels, these came stock with the JL 370 package.
Right.
These are Savegre II wheels. These have that great offset to be able to keep that wheel underneath your fender flare, but still far enough away to basically not rub suspension components while you're off-roading. And as you can tell, day one of the Rubicon did a little bit of damage to each one of my wheels. Just the edge on every one.
That's true.
Got clipped.
Yeah, that's
Valve
fine.
stem still protected.
Yep.
Moving along to the side, this is one of those things I actually added for the Rubicon Trail. I wanted a little bit wider rock slider.
Right.
So I got a set of Mopar enhanced rock sliders. These are actually about, what, 3 inches wider than the regular Mopar rock rails that come with the Jeep Rubicon. These are an option.
Yeah, and they make a pretty good step, too, to get to
the
roof
rack.
It
really helps to the roof rack. That was the next thing I added, actually earlier this year. I was looking at adding a rooftop tent for the next Oregon BDR. I got a Go Fast Camper
Super light.
Super light.
Yep.
And that's what's going to put onto the platform of this Rhino Rack.
But it works for a gazelle tent.
It does. I also put the eyelets up there so I can haul a gazelle tent for Jason.
Because I'm a pretty princess.
Well, not comment about that. Moving on to the back, I did a nice taillight delete yesterday.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Supposedly it was a little too close to the rocks, and it's
Is the high lift jack mount, is there something special about that?
it's one of those pieces that you can attach to the JL tire carrier.
Right.
This is actually a pre-production unit.
Oh, okay.
So it's different than our JK high lift jack mount, where we actually had to get rid of the pull pal accessory and scoot that over because of the larger taillights on the JL 370.
Gotcha.
Hence the taillight delete. Another benefit too, you can kind of see here.
Oh, yeah.
This is our AEV rear bumper for the JL.
Yes.
It did its job yesterday.
It sure did. And it's amazing to watch how the mud flap doesn't look completely destroyed for how much damage it got.
Oh yeah, this was folding over all day.
All day long.
And just a little bit of sunlight, it's gonna basically heat this up and probably look like normal, other than the little rock rash on it.
Right.
So this is the AEV tire carrier. Some of the benefits of the AEV tire carrier, it's kind of like a Swiss Army knife when you think about it.
Right.
We have a nice shovel holder. We actually relocate the factory third brake light and the camera into the tire carrier.
Right.
And then we have a 10.2 gallon fuel caddy to carry that extra fuel, especially for your 392 guys out here on the Rubicon.
There are a lot of people around here asking other people for gas.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's a lot of people that's, for the only, 6-7 miles we've done, get to Rubicon Springs.
Yep.
And we started out with a full tank of fuel, but each one of those miles took us roughly an hour. So just idling and then having to use that low torque all day, really takes a toll on your fuel usage.
Oh, another thing, actually, we should have talked about it earlier, but talk about your tires, because you just swapped those out, right?
Yep, so the first set of tires I had were the BFG KO2s, but they were a D load range rating.
Gotcha, okay.
So my new tires are, yes, again, KO2s, but they're a C load range. One of the benefits from going from a D load range to a C load range was I was able to save 6 pounds per tire.
Wow.
So that's a lot less rotating mass on the trail. Also, they changed the tire compound between the C and D range loads.
Right.
So it actually has a little bit more traction with the C load range versus the D load range.
A really, honestly, impressive traction yesterday. I was impressed. I mean, again, these tires are pretty new. They got very, very hot very, very quickly. And it was really cool to see them kind of get hot, smoke a little bit, and then grab and have really good bite and then climb right up some pretty gnarly stuff.
Yeah, and like we were rocking about 11 PSI all day.
Okay.
Sometimes the tires got a little hotter. And
you let out air a second time, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Once we gained a little more elevation, I saw the tires gain about 2 to 3 PSI. So that's why I dropped it back down to 11. I really like the tire squish at 11 PSI with these tires and the weight we're at right now.
Moving around to the back, we got this.
This is a factory taillight. Real nice thing is that they have these blind spot monitors in these taillights, so this is going to make it really expensive to replace.
Awesome.
But I digress. So this is mostly where I spend my time while I'm camping.
Right.
You work in and out of your vehicle. You get your camp gear in, take it out.
Yep.
Place to cook, and then you got to have all your little accessories. So this is what I first did was I put this goose gear table.
Yep.
This is a nice stainless steel top. This is actually a food grade stainless steel top. And then it has an extra little bamboo cutting board that slides out.
Oh, branding. Look at that.
Well, yeah, got a buddy that did this for me, so I appreciate it.
That's really, really cool. Talk about this for a second. This is kind of a fun Easter egg. My wife, Amy, actually found this, and then you milled an adapter to use with the Rotopax, right?
That's correct. So, I don't know, this is almost like cheap Amazon find.
Oh, yeah, it's an Amazon special, yeah.
Pump. And then I had the Rotopax for a bunch of years, a great way to carry water.
Yeah.
But then I turned on the lathe, like the little piece of polymer here to make an adapter. It fits snugly on there.
Right.
And it's just something simple. It just makes camping just a little bit easier.
Super cool.
Speaking about Rotopax, I did buy this mount. I don't remember who is it from.
Your Dometic fridge.
Yep, this is a smaller one. I think this is a CFX 35.
Okay.
The 45 is just a little bit taller, but it goes back to, how much space do you really need? And you got to remember, you got to cool that space.
Yeah.
So for 3 or 4 day trips, CFX 35 seems to fit me perfectly.
Cool.
I know this is not super cool, but this is a big giant Rubbermaid tub.
Heck yeah, man.
It just fits perfect back to the Wrangler.
Yeah.
And like I've looked at other brands that had, you know, a nicer case, a sturdier case, but they always seem to be the wrong size. So, you know, Rubbermaid for the win on that one.
And then you've got this system up here, right?
Yeah, this is Blue Ridge Overlanding, I think it was.
Okay.
This is a gear loft that they actually had for over the back seats of the JL Wrangler. I put it there. I kind of hated it, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it was sit so low, you always saw it. But when I put the Rhino Rack backbone system for the roof rack, I ended up adding it to this with some bolts that will have a gear loft back here. And it's a lot more convenient because this way I can, you know, shuffle blankets up there, jackets, hoodies. So fire extinguisher mount, don't remember the brand of fire extinguisher. I bought it years ago. But this is normal things that I made in my shop. I took some flat steel,
Oh, cool.
cut it and welded it, bended it.
All right, check in the command center.
That's what I kind of joke about. When you're driver's seat, you always kind of have all these accessories you bolt on around you, like GPSs, radios, and whatnot.
Yep.
It kind of becomes your command center when you're off-roading.
And this is all very legit right now, very dirty. This is from the ice cream bar yesterday. I'm very sorry about that.
Thanks, Jason. Yeah, so these nice covered seats. These are AEV's quarter covered seats. Very nice.
Are they stain resistant?
I hope so. They're nice leather edge trimmed. You know, AEV logos on the headrest.
Very nice. They do keep you quite cool. I will say that.
Yeah, they're
because
pretty good for that.
it's been hot.
Yeah, it's not a hot leather seat.
Yeah.
That's that burns your butt when you jump inside. Well, starting off to the side here, this is a little Garmin InReach. It's a Mini 2. I put it on this mount that goes on the A-pillar. It's right there. I can easily reach it in case of a vehicle rollover, SOS button. And we got this
So that is an ongoing joke in this video. You can watch the full Rubicon video about me like putting that up there like, I don't like that, and then this keeps happening.
So going on to radios.
Yes.
Communication is important.
Very much so.
We actually just picked up a set of Rocky Talkies.
Yes. Yep, that is Nate's right there.
Yeah.
A nice mount.
It's really neat. Like this mount just it drops in really easily. There's a little piece of rubber to hold it in place.
Yep, and here's mine. And the we've been using it all day long, and I think currently the battery is sitting at 50% on mine because I didn't have a full charge when I left for this trip.
Oh, like I used mine a couple times.
We were using
weekend.
them all day long, from
And,
like 9:30 until late yesterday.
Yeah, and there's a lot of radio traffic that we've been receiving. So like right now, mine's still at 70%. I actually used this going across Bethel Ridge the other day with a friend, and I didn't charge it between that. Ran it all day yesterday, which was a 13, 14-hour day.
Yeah.
Still at 70%. This battery's has been doing very well.
Yeah.
It's
Very
impressive.
impressed with these. We're gonna talk more about these radios in a future video. We actually met the owner of this company at the Overland Expo.
Yeah, Redmond.
Yeah. Yep. Well, Nate, thank you very much for giving us a tour of your Jeep. Let's wrap up this video by counting how many things we can find dented and scratched.
There's a few.
All right, guys. God bless. Don't forget to do it yourself.
So starting from the front. Cool thing was, this is a full width EX front bumper.
Right.
I didn't touch anything on this edge here on both sides.
Yeah.
Recovery points still missed any kind of rock damage. I did clip the skid plate here.
Yep.
You see some scratches down low.
Yep.
The steering stabilizer got a little bit of love on it.
I got footage of that part. I do.
The front diff cover did its job.
Yep.
With its nice ductile cast iron, you know. So 3 things.
3 things.
We can quickly go to the side. So we have, every wheel has a little bit of rub bars.
Okay, so so 3 plus 4 is 7.
7. Rock rails. Rock rails all got hit.
Oh my gosh. They sure did.
These were,
yeah, right on that. Yeah, see,
that's a lot.
that protected the body right there.
yeah, so this is one of those additions I added on, like I said, before we were doing the Rubicon, and I'm glad I did because being right here hitting a rock is a lot different than being right here hitting a rock.
Yep.
Kept stuff away from the door and the body.
So 8 and 9, because both
9.
rock rails.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, both rock rails.
I see another one.
What?
Right
Oh,
there.
lower control arm mounts.
Yep.
The drop brackets.
Yep.
They both got hit on rocks. It's a low hanging point.
Right.
But didn't really hang me up too much. Actually, really not
How
at
many
all.
is that? That would be
9, 11.
11.
Okay, moving to the back.
This got hit.
Yeah.
But it just bounced right back. I was impressed with the fender.
Yeah, they got some little scratch marks on the side here.
Yep. So that's 12.
Yeah, that continued on and took off the tail light.
13, lucky number 13.
13.
14, bumper.
Yeah, bumper. Mud flaps.
Mud flap? I mean,
don't know.
sure.
They got rubbed on it. Do you want to count it?
You know, they didn't get damaged. Well, they got scratched. So yeah, 15. 15. Where you going, Nate?
Down below, do you count all the shock mounts or you just count frame damage?
Yes.
I don't know how many we got.
Okay, so that's, we're at 16, 17, 18.
Oh, as the def slider?
The diff slider really did its job.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
that took some that took some damage.
You're gonna replace that slider?
Yeah, it still could do its job, but I want to take it off and kind of show what kind of abuse that diff slider has endured over
Right.
Rubicon Trail.
Yeah.
The tailpipe had a nice modification too.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to open that back up before we hit the road for airflow. Surprise!
What number are we at now?
I don't know.
Let's say 20.
20?
Yeah. That's
That's skid plate.
skid plate. Okay, so just skid plate.
All skid plates.
Yeah, skid plates. Okay,
skid
so
plates.
21,
Sure.
22, 23.
So
We're gonna say 23.
you say 23 things got scratched or damaged like on the Rubicon Trail?
Yeah.
Well,
And we're not done yet.
we're not. But it's one of those things like those are skid plates. They're meant to take that kind of
No, I know.
abuse.
Better that than a
You know,
gas tank.
Yeah, the gas tank's protected by a nice giant skid plate, so that's probably 24 because we didn't see
Okay,
it from this
24.
side. Diff sliders,
24.
everything is meant to take that abuse.
I'm proud of you, Nate. 24 things. There's probably more.